All right, guys, happy Thanksgiving. As the weather is cooling down, I figured I'd come out here and do a little bit of fishing. Got 2 spinning rods with me today because all fall I've been throwing reaction baits on casting rods and figured why not break out the spinning rods for a change. It is currently 40 degrees out here. It's been cold all week long. In fact, probably for the last 2 weeks. We've had nights in the 30s and the days have only been getting up to the mid to high 50s. So we can definitely expect the water temps to be really cold. That being said, we're gonna downsize everything today. We got the drop shot with the Yamamoto shad shaped worm. And for now, I have a little underspin tied on, a little 3.8 Keitech, smaller size underspin. See if they're still willing to hit a reaction bait. But yeah, 2 spinning rods. We might try some jerk baits, some shaky heads. So stick along, stay tuned. Let's see if we can't catch some fish today. Start that. All right, guys, we're going to be starting off with the underspin just to see if these fish are willing to hit a reaction bait. Got that on my 7'1" medium spinning rod, G-Loomis GCX with the Shimano Vanford 3000 XG. 15-pound braid to a 12-pound leader. Throwing reaction baits, I think that will be fine today. We're at this really cool little pond that me and a buddy found here in the backwaters of Texas. So yeah, let's give it a cast and see. One thing I do know about this pond is it is pretty grassy. So there is grass on the bottom, dying grass. Kind of towards the middle, there's some healthier stuff. And it seems like these fish last time were relating to that healthier grass out towards the middle. So we'll see. They might be pushed out a little deeper today. Oh. I was saying they might be pushed out a little deeper today just because of how cold it is. It is very cold. For Texas, that is. There's one. They're still willing to hit this reaction bait. Just a little guy. One thing I will say, these fish are so beautiful here. I mean, just look at those patterns. Classic wintertime bass right there. Perfect hookup with that little underspin. I was at my 3rd cast. Hopefully they get a little bigger today. We'll see. Thanks, dude. And off he goes. There's another one. Another small guy, but it works. They're so beautiful in here. About the same size as the last one. This is that healthy grass that I was talking about. There's some live hydrilla still out deeper. And again, you can tell they want it. They absolutely want it. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. That's probably enough for this Keitech. We're gonna switch it up real quick. Just to keep things fresh and interesting. I did bring my jerkbait box with me today, so nice to see. Just brought a little bait bag of a lot of finessey stuff, drop shot baits, small swim baits, but we will go with the drop shot right now. We already caught 2 on reaction baits. We'll just let this one sit out for now. The underspin really is a really good cold water bait because it's super subtle, but it still has that flash to where the lure can kind of separate itself from the natural forage for a lot of these shad chasing bass in these colder weather months. So like I said earlier, we have the Yamamoto shad shaped worm here. And look at that first cast. Perfect little imitator for a small bait fish. It's just a small guy. But it's just such a killer lure. I mean, he swallowed the thing. It's awesome. Yep. We love to see that. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. And that's that Yamamoto shad-shaped worm, y'all. Just an absolute perfect little drop shot bait. Anytime you want to imitate a small minnow or some forage, this thing is just perfect. It's 4 inches long, and even though it's a small bait, it can catch big fish. During a tournament on Ray Roberts, or I should say during a practice day on Ray Roberts, I caught a 5-pounder on this. 5-pounder on 6-pound line. Go figure. Just let it sink to the bottom. It's in that grass. No way. That's another fish. Literally just let it drop down and it was eaten again. Swimming right at me. There he is. That's a better one. I mean, just look at them. They're a little lethargic from the water being so cold, but not bad. Yeah. You think he wanted it? Look at where that hook is. All the way down there. He ate this thing as soon as it went into the water. That's ridiculous. All right. I think that's bass number 4. Yeah, bass number 4. A little skinny. He definitely needed a meal or two. One thing I do want to do before we go out is I do want to tie on a jerkbait. Another killer cold water lure is the jerkbait, because it can just perfectly suspend in their face. And these fish, gosh, they just go crazy for it. Yeah, we'll kind of peg this up real quick. We'll take off this underspin and we'll go ahead and tie on a jerkbait. And my absolute favorite cold water jerkbait is going to be the Megabass Vision 110. I mean, we have an entire box of them. Question is, what should we use? It's cloudy, so I'm almost thinking a stain reaction or a matte color might be the ticket. Typically when it's cloudy, I like to go with the more like bone color one. So this GP stain reaction, it's a ghosty color, but it has bone influences, or a matte. It really helps it stand out. That, or I can go very natural with like a sexy shad, an LG bone, gizzard shad, the classic Pro Blue. I think let's go with the bones. Just the way it stands out, it should make these fish pretty angry. Yeah, and if that doesn't work, we'll switch it up here. GP stain reaction. Another really cool thing about these Megabass jerkbaits is they have this weight transfer system that lets me cast it a mile. Let's let it sit. Little twitch there. I was half debating to bring a glide bait too today, just because as the water cools down, a big bait really becomes a player. But I was thinking, we're just gonna stick with the spinning rods, just like that. Just a small guy, but they really do love a hood jerkbait, that's for sure. Just look at that. He's not too bad. There we go. Nice little winter bass on that Edo Vision 110. That's good to know. I was afraid with the 12-pound fluorocarbon, the jerkbait was sinking down, but no. I probably should have just tested it first off to see. But I love how it's like a super slow float. When I twitched there was slack in the line, which meant a fish had hit it and started running towards me. And he hit it funky, let me tell you that. I mean, look at this. Look at how he ate that. I'm not sure how that happened. He must have gone for the tail. But there we go. And then he got the line wrapped all around himself. My goodness. Cold water and jerkbaits. It's like peanut butter and jelly. Thanks, dude. I mean, you just know. Line is okay. All right. Keep going. That's, I think, fish number 6, right? Yeah. 2 fish on each lure. That was awesome. Just a tiny little guy, but hey, oop. That was on the Okashira head paired with the Yamamoto shad-shaped worm. Look at that. So we got this this spinning prop. Adds a little bit of flash, and coming through the water actually has a bit of a whine, like a high-pitched whine. And because this isn't a paddle tail, I've been gently twitching it as I retrieve it, just kind of like that. Just get that rod tip bouncing, kind of like fishing a trout jig for my people back in Southern California. It's like a trout jig, just a gentle twitch to get that tail moving, and then a slow retrieve. And boom, sure enough. It was a tiny one, but it was a fish. Let's see if a bigger one wants to come out and play. And just a nice slow retrieve. Yep. Just like that. Ooh. About the same size. Nothing but little dinks here. Still can't tell you how much fun they are though. I mean, look at that. What a beautiful fish. Thanks, dude. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today. You saw what we caught him on, just a bunch of finesse stuff, smaller presentations, more subtle, natural presentations. It's getting cold out here. The wind's starting to pick up and I am not dressed for it. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you out here next time.